Hello. It's just before lunchtime here at my house anyway, and I'm recording this video. We're going to be looking at a book. The title is called Gertrude McFuzz, and it has something to do with, these vehicles. The story is something related to these things. Maybe you know what they are. It also has something, it does have something to do with this creature. Hello. This one. This one. This little one. Bzzz. And these things in the blanket. What do all these things have in common? Did you guess that they can fly? You're right. This is called Gertrude McFuzz. It's a story about a bird who could fly. There once was a girl bird named Gertrude McFuzz, and she had the smallest plain tail ever was. One droopy droop feather, that's all that she had, and oh, that one feather made Gertrude so sad. For there was another young bird that she knew, a fancy young birdie named La-la-la-lee-loo. That's a hard one to say. Lola-lee-loo. And instead of one feather behind, she had two. Poor Gertrude, whenever she happened to spy Miss Lolly-lee-loo flying in the sky, she got very jealous, she frowned and she pouted. Then one day she got awfully mad and she shouted, "This just isn't fair. I must have a tail, just like Lolly-lee-loo." What will she do? So she flew to her uncle, a doctor named Dake, whose office was high in a tree by the lake. And she cried, "Uncle Doctor, oh please do you know some kind of a pill that will make my tail grow?" "Tut, tut," said the doctor, such talk, how absurd! Your tail is just right for your kind of bird." Then Gertrude had tantrums. She raised such a din that finally her uncle, the doctor, gave in. He told her just where she could find such a pill, on a blueberry vine on the top of a hill. "Oh, thank you," chirped Gertrude McFuzz, and she flew right straight to the hill where the pillberry grew. Yes, there was the vine, and as soon as she saw it, she plucked off a berry and started to gnaw it. It tasted just awful, almost made her sick, but she wanted that tail, so she swallowed it quick. Then she felt something happen. She felt a small twitch, as if she'd been tapped down behind by a switch. And Gertrude looked round and she cheered. It was true! 2 feathers, exactly like La-la-lee-loo. Then she got an idea. "Now I know what I'll do. I'll grow a tail better than La-la-lee-loo. These pills that grow feathers are working just fine," so she nibbled another one right off the vine. She felt a new twitch, and then Gertrude yelled, "Whee! Miss Lolly-lee-loo. Miss Lolly has only..." I need to learn to read this. "Miss Lala only has just 2. I have 3. When Lolly-lee-loo sees this beautiful stuff, she'll fall down on her face. Sure enough, I'll show her who's pretty, I certainly will, while I'll make my tail even prettier still." It does look quite nice. She snatched at these berries that grew on the vine. She gobbled down 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and she didn't stop eating young Gertrude McFuzz till she eaten 3 dozen. That's all that there was. I'm not sure that was a good idea. And the feathers popped out with a zang, with a zing. They blossomed like flowers that bloom in the spring, all fit for a queen. What a sight to behold! They sparkled like diamonds and gumdrops and gold, like silk, like spaghetti, like satin, like lace. They burst out like rockets all over the place. They waved in the air and they swished in the breeze, and some were as long as the branches of trees. And still they kept growing. They popped until long about sundown, when finally they stopped. "And now," giggled Gertrude, "the next thing to do is to fly right straight home and show La-la-lee-loo. When Lala sees these, why, her face will go red and she'll let out a scream, and she'll fall down right dead." Can anyone guess if there might be a problem with her plan? What could go wrong with her plan? Let's find out. So then she spread out her wings to take off from the ground, but with all of those feathers she weighed 90 pounds. She yanked and she pulled and she let out a squawk. But that bird couldn't fly, couldn't run, couldn't walk. And all through that night she was stuck on that hill, and Gertrude McFuzz might be stuck up there still if her good Uncle Dake hadn't heard that girl yelp. He rushed to her rescue and brought along help. To lift Gertrude up almost broke all their beaks, and to fly her back home took almost 2 weeks. And then it took almost another week more to pull out those feathers. My Gertrude was sore. And finally, when all of the pulling was done, Gertrude behind her again had just one. And that one little feather she has as a starter. But now that's enough, because now she is smarter. Sometimes having too much of something wrecks it all. She definitely had too much. Now, I'm wondering, you know lots of things that fly. I have a couple on in front of me here. I have a duck and an owl, and airplanes, of course, a helicopter, and a dinosaur, a pterodactyl, a bee. Of all the animal creatures that fly, my favorite is the red-winged blackbird, something that's going to be seen in the marshes and heard in the marshes quite soon. Of all my favorite airplanes, it's this one. It's a float plane, and we've seen those flying in the sky in the fall and landing on the lake as well. So, what is your favorite airplane? Do you want to draw one? What is your favorite flying creature? Do you want to draw one? Or can you make one? Some of you have Lego at home. Some of you have sticks. Maybe you could, with your parents' permission, turn your bed into an airplane. You can make one with anything that your parents allow. Or could you draw me a bird or make me a bird? And you can't bring it to me, but you could take a picture of it and send it on Seesaw. Anyway, just something to think about. If you can't do any of those, you can pretend you're an airplane or a bird, and when you can play outside, you can run around flying like a bird or flying like an airplane. Have fun!